why storage, you ask? Obviously, the good question to start with. And here's the bottom line. Self-storage gives you time freedom. It gives you lifestyle freedom, and it gives you control, and it gives you options. You no longer have to answer to a boss. You no longer have to worry about when your bills are going to get paid. The cash flow is generated by the asset, and that frees you up to do whatever you want, whenever you want. And the best part is your timing, right? Self-storage is literally the hottest real estate asset class there is today. And that is especially true because of the economic environment that we find ourselves in right now. And I'm going to give you all of the reasons why in a moment. We're going to drill down into the specifics. But for now, I just want you to know that I've uncovered, and my plan is to share with you in this training today, a unique honey hole of an opportunity for everyday people just like you and me. And it's one that you can enter into easily and take advantage of regardless of where you're starting from. Okay. So here's the deal, guys. Ordinary garages in order to create an extraordinary life. How is that even possible? Well, here's the deal. The reason this works so well is because you can do it without needing any of your own money, without operating your facility on a day-to-day basis. You do not have to do the repairs yourself. And you don't even have to deal with the tenants and the evictions and the operations of the facility. Self-storage is an asset that works for you instead of you working for it. And when it works for you, it produces consistent and reliable cash flow each and every month. And that's cash flow that you can live off of. Not only that, but investing in storage also allows you to accelerate your net worth and your wealth. There's obviously huge profit potentials if and when you decide to sell the property. You can incorporate multiple streams of income into the business model, and I'm going to show you how to do that. You can, as I said before, operate it literally from anywhere in the world. It works remotely. You get that monthly cash flow I talked about, and you can do it in as little as 5 hours a week. I want to share with you very quickly here. This is Ryan and Grace, and they started, just as I mentioned before, they started without any real estate or investing experience prior to getting into our community. In fact, they hadn't even bought a house to live in yet. They were still living in an apartment on Long Island. And even without experience, they bought their first facility within 8 months. And here's the thing. They were both working full-time jobs. Grace was 6 months pregnant when they closed on the deal, and they bought a property that was 1,200 miles from where they lived. Now, to say they had a lot on their plate at the time, I think is an understatement. But you get the idea here, right? They closed their first deal despite having all those things kind of stacked against them. And that property now generates several thousands of dollars every month for them each and every month. And the reason they could do this is because once you understand the strategies and the systems that I teach inside the Storage Rebellion community, you're going to see how uncomplicated all of this is. It's 5 hours a week checking on walls and doors from your laptop. There's no tenant issues or toilets or remodels that you have to handle on your own. And the thing is, the way that I teach this within our community is completely different than anything else you're going to see out there. This is quite literally a wide open opportunity, and it's why I'm so excited to share all of this with you today. And Ryan and Grace are not the only example. I'm not the only example. You can see we've got several students who have closed their first deal in the last 12 months. In fact, many of them have closed their second or third deal. Some of them are on their fifth or sixth deals. And many of these folks bought with little of their own money. And some of them also bought with none of their own money. And Ken is a perfect example of that. You're going to hear from him in depth a little later. But he's been in the Storage Rebellion community for, I'm going to say, right about 2 years now, maybe a little longer than that. He's got 3 self-storage properties in his portfolio. And what's so interesting about Ken is that he hasn't used any of his own money on any of these deals. It's all been capital from outside investors.